Hi, my name's Paul Spooner, and I wanted to ask you a question. Are you interested in getting a better night's sleep? I know I am, and if you are, then this video's for you. I'm a psychology student, and I've been looking at behavioural modification and applying those sort of methods to how to get a better night's sleep. So, I want to tell you all about what I call the one-hand sleep method. But before we get into that, if you want to begin on this journey with me, this is what I suggest you do. For 1 week, I would like you to do an assessment of your sleep. How you do that? Pretty simple, really. I just want you to recall the time you go to bed, what time you wake up, and if you woke up during the night. And finally, how you felt when you woke up. At the end of that week, that will give you a really good idea of what your sleep pattern is. So, what is this one-hand sleep method all about? I want to tell you about some steps, 5 steps in fact, that you can put in place to ensure that you get a better night's sleep. So, step 1, goal setting and self-monitoring. Let's determine for yourself how many hours you'd like to sleep. Most health authorities recommend somewhere between 7 to 9 hours for most adults. So probably around the 8 hours is the sweet spot. And how you are to measure that, I want you, during this period of time that we embark on this journey, where you're trying to get a better night's sleep, probably over about a 4-week period, let's say, you have a sleep diary to record your sleep and activities during the day. Now, where do you get a sleep diary, you might say? Well, the easiest method is just to refer to Dr. Google. You found your way to YouTube to see this video, so I'm sure you can utilize the wonderful search powers of Google and find yourself a sleep diary. So just put in sleep diary and lots of options come up. You don't need a very complex one. All I want you to be able to do is record your hours of sleep if you wake up and some of the activities that you decide to embark upon to improve your sleep, which we'll discuss now. So let's move on to step 2. This is the really important step where you're going to decide on those behaviours that you want to manipulate to improve your chances of getting a good night's sleep. So firstly, let's look at some cues to increase what I'd say is sleep supporting behaviours. So from these, I'd like you to choose maybe 3 or 4 of them. Options here are maybe 2 hours minimum of natural light exposure per day, at least 30 minutes of exercise during the day, a hot shower or a bath before bed, maybe reading a book for half an hour before bed. And one of my favourites is the lavender aromatherapy in the bedroom. Have an oil burner with a few drops of lavender, and for good measure, you can have a couple of drops on your pillow. Another option is to establish a regular 8-hour sleep routine. For example, you might decide, I'm going to go to bed by 10 o'clock each night, which means I'll be asleep till 6 o'clock in the morning. So there's some of the options for those sleep supporting behaviours. And now I want to talk about some cues for decreasing those sleep inhibiting behaviours, the things that get in the way. So again, I want you to choose 3 or 4 options from this list. Reduce your blue light exposure after 8 o'clock at night. What's blue light? Well, that's the things like TVs, phones, computers, that sort of, or the electronic gadgets. And also, forget the coffee after 4 o'clock. And if you like the daytime siestas, taking a nap in the middle of the day, try and keep those below 20 minutes. And here's the tough one, maybe not, but no drinking alcohol or eating after 8 o'clock at night. That will really help. And finally, No electronic devices in bed. So forget the Facebook, the Insta, the TikTok. Leave that to before you get into the bedroom. Now we're up to step 3. This is what I call behavioral contracting. It's a contract that I want you to decide on for yourself to provide social rewards while you're on this sleep journey. What's a good idea is to have a contract manager, maybe a friend, a family member, or your partner, where you decide together what social rewards you will get when you reach some of your goals during your sleep journey. Now, this could be something like, let's say, once a week. If you have increased your sleep by even, say, 15 minutes, then you get yourself a reward. What that would mean over a 4-week period, of course, is that you've increased the number of hours you get to sleep each night by 1 hour. No mean feat, really. So the rewards can be something that you want and that is going to be an incentive for you. So it might be, let's say, a dinner out with friends or something like that. And whoever is your contract manager will be the one in control of giving you those rewards. They don't have to pay for it, but they say if you've got it. Okay, let's move on to step 4, social support. What I'd like you to do in this step is every week, I would like you to post something on your social media account. So that could be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're into. What I'd like you to do is tell your friends and your family who use your social media what you are trying to do, what you've achieved each week, and any difficulties you've had. This will be a great opportunity for some positive feedback from those who support you and will help you in your journey as you go forward in this. Okay, let's look at step number 5. I call this the self-instruction and self-praise step. It's about reminder statements and encouragement statements like, remember to turn off the computer at 8 p.m. or well done on not drinking alcohol tonight. You get the gist of that. Okay, so let's say at the end of the 4 weeks, if that's your time that you want to devote to this, and that's where you set your goal, you've reached your goal of, let's say, 8 hours. Congratulations, job well done. But it's not job finished, because now you want to look at the maintenance of obtaining that goal, not just once, but continuously. So that requires you to have regular checks and possibly some adjustments made to the behaviours that you've put in place, if that's needed. So let's look at a summary of what we've talked about today. We want to answer that question, do you want to get a better night's sleep? And if the answer is yes, then the first thing you're going to embark upon is an assessment across a week. Then you're going to put in place what we said is the one-hand sleep method that has 5 steps. And those steps are, the first one is goal setting and self-monitoring. The second step is looking at those behaviours that you want to support or those behaviours that you want to change to ensure that you get a better night's sleep. The third step is your behavioural contract. The fourth step will be your social support that you get through your weekly posts on social media. And the fifth step, is your self-instruction and self-praise statements. And finally, if you do all that and you obtain your 8 hours, congratulations, and I wish you all the best in putting the one-hand sleep method into wonderful practice. Good night.